All right, well, usually I film my intro in the car, but Dagny and I are walking into Goodwill. So hopefully we find some stuff today that we can flip for a profit. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
We're ready. Here we go. So, of course, the first thing I spotted when we walked in the door was this beautiful ceramic Christmas tree. They did have it for $150, which I feel like is just a smidge high, even for an antique mall. And unfortunately, there was some damage on it, which was kind of a bummer because it was a beautiful, large tree. This Santa Claus, every time I see him, he reminds me of Gandalf. Not really Santa Claus. Dagny found this adorable little figurine. Unfortunately, there was damage to it. And this snowman, I wasn't sure exactly what was supposed to happen here, if he was supposed to shoot something out of his mouth or if he was a piggy bank. I did notice the mandarin oranges here on the shelf. And I never noticed the food until my viewers started pointing it out, and now it's like all I notice on the shelves. I did like this winter scene here, but on the back you can see one of the feet is missing, and I'm not exactly sure what it is either. Dagny found the letter J for my name, Jocelyn. I'm not sure exactly what happened here, but I did decide to fix her and make her decent once more for the next person who came down the aisle. When Dagny went to fix her vest, I noticed this kitty. So that was pretty cool. It was 99 cents. I did offer it to Dagny because if it weren't for Dagny, I would not have noticed it, but she did not want it. This beautiful stein here was tempting. It had a unicorn on it. On one side, there was some sort of battle happening, but on the other side, it was very peaceful. So it was kind of just a contrast there that was pleasing. But I did decide to ultimately pass on that. And for those of you who can't pick up on the sarcasm, I am being sarcastic. I wouldn't buy that for resale. We've got a bunch of what appear to be Boyd's Bears in there. And we have a sugar without a lid because there are never lids. At first we thought this was glass. I picked it up to discover it was resin and it was marked made in China. There were lots of collector's dolls on the shelf. I usually steer clear from collector's dolls. We had two beautiful matching shades, and there's only one thing that you can do with a pair of matching shades like that, and that is wear them as hats. Oh, this is the first time I'm seeing this footage. They actually don't look bad as hats. Let's be honest. They're not bad. I kind of wish that I would have bought them, but I didn't. I did find a fish here, and it was $2.99. I was expecting there to be some sort of markings there on the back. There were no markings, but I could see this maybe in a house. We're close to the Chesapeake Bay, and we do vacation there from time to time, and I could totally see this in a beach house or a house down by the bay. And I just started singing that song in my head. This was an F&B doll, and I wasn't sure the value on this. Some of the F&B dolls, the older ones, can have value. And so I encouraged Dagny to look her up because she might have value, but I wasn't sure. I don't usually mess around with dolls, so if there was value, it was all her. I'm not a doll person. There was a metal plate back here. It was just a decorative metal plate. I did find this bag of birds. And what I like about these birds is they have the little clips on them, and so you can clip them wherever you want. So I figured I would buy this bag of birds and I would clip them all over my house. And then I could just walk around saying, well, it's got a bird on it. For $2.99. There you go. This was a cute little teapot. It was Andrea by Sadik. There's not a whole lot of resale value in most of the Andrea by Sadik, but there are always exceptions to the rule. This was interesting. Antiseptic. Apparently, Dagny had seen this at one of her previous visits and did look up comps, and she said that the comps were no good on this, but it was a very interesting piece. This caught my eye. This was $2.99. I liked the mushrooms on the lid. We do really well with mushroom pieces. The bottom was marked Tellurite. This piece right here usually sells between $45 and $65, and they had $2.99 on it. So I was really surprised there was no damage on it, especially with that fine little spaghetti texture. But there was no damage, and so I would probably expect to get around $65 for it. I liked the glaze on that little picture. It reminded me of the Hager earth wrap. It was not Hager. That painting had very colorful birds, but it reminded me of a piece that you could pick up at Target. This piece was also nice. I'd looked at it in the past, but it unfortunately did have a giant chip on it, so I left it again. This I expected to be made in China, but it was marked on the bottom. Now I did find another one of these interesting wooden plates. This one had a couple painted on it, and it actually had a glass covering. It did have all of its legs, but the painting just wasn't that great, even for that naive art. And there's some bedroom art for everyone. There is a bag of buckles here on the shelf. These buckles I would expect to get $10 to $20 for a piece. I believe they are reproductions of older buckles, so they're not actually old. They're probably vintage. They're not antique. But for $2.99, $1 a piece, I figured I can make money on these, and I will definitely take them. And I don't know where that piece of foam came from, but I took that as well. This bike right here, I suspect could be Evel Knievel's bike. The date on the bottom was 12/8/1972. Unfortunately, it was missing a wheel and it was falling apart. So I just didn't. If it had been complete, I may have grabbed it on the hunch that it was Evel Knievel's bike. But the fact that it was missing parts, I just left it. I thought this was a maraca and it turned out to be a weight. So I got my weightlifting in. And then I noticed the crewel over here in the artwork. And I did really like the colors of it. Peace be to this house. Unfortunately, I did leave it. I have got a lot of artwork at the shop that I need to get rid of before I pick up more. This little picture here had a fish on it. It was 99 cents. I did not peel the sticker to see the mark on the bottom. I suspect it could be Mexico, but I'm not positive on that. I found this dish down here. Dagny decided to take a closer look at this teapot that we passed up the last time. This teapot does have a price of $9.99 on it. And on the last video, I did have some viewers comment on this teapot and tell us that at $9.99, it really isn't worth it. But I believe it is the Brown Betty Sadler teapot is what one of our viewers commented. So I really do appreciate you guys giving us that information. That's a real close-up of that dove. but I was actually going for the piece behind it, which turned out to be IKEA.
These are still here.
Oh my gosh. There's 2 of them. I distracted you with the hat.
The rose hat. You're like, here, put this
I'm like,
hat
here,
on.
put this hat on, and
And my
I'm
hat
gonna
was
get
made.
the big hug mug. I don't know though.
It's an FTD. I don't know, the rainbow ones, it's FTD and they so good. Get it.
I spotted this antique tray and little vanity dish for $2.99, which was a pretty good deal. I have a set listed currently, so I really don't need another one, but I did offer it to Dagny, and she decided to buy it. So you could probably find that on her eBay shop, which is linked down in the description under Shop with Our Friends. Dagny found this, and we were kind of trying to figure out what this was. I really liked the Art Deco lines on the side. The front of it was plastic, however, and it was pretty scratched up because I did consider grabbing it for Andrew for when he goes to shows and sells his metal detecting equipment. I thought he could use it, but with the scratching on the front, I don't think it would work. There was a whole bunch of new old stock mustard bottles, which were tempting. I did like this plate here, but as I was looking at this plate, Dagny found a very nice Italian basket. It had a rooster on it, and it was marked on the bottom Rosenthal Netter. I put this back on the shelf because I didn't see a very high resale value on it. I saw maybe $8 to $12. This was a personalized milk glass mug. Dagny found an old school iPod with a very large antenna. And I found this little swan, and I'm not sure who makes this, but it reminded me of Hager. I'm not sure if Hager makes it, but it did remind me of Hager. So I believe it is American made, but I don't know who makes it. This, Dagny recognized the mark as Wanamaker. So that was a Jean Poyat Limoges plate made for Wanamaker, which was pretty cool. This mug right here was a tennis mug, and our very close friend Eric plays tennis. So we were kind of checking this out, and I thought, you know what, that would be perfect for Eric for 99 cents. So we were both in agreement. And of course, she shoved it right there in my cart for me. Now, I did notice this card basket. We had picked up some of these recently at the flea market. The ones at the flea market were more vintage. They were older than this one, but I still love these baskets. I think they're really neat. And so I decided to grab this one for just 99 cents. I wasn't going to leave it for 99 cents. It's very festive and it's cool. I'm still picking up Christmas. I'm just not sure if I'm going to keep listing it because I can't guarantee it'll be there on time. That little figurine was absolutely adorable. So Dagny did decide to grab those. This little plush right here, I thought was super cute. And I did not realize who it was. I knew I recognized the little character, but Dagny knew exactly who it was. And this little cat is actually Pete the cat. And I read these books with Juliet all the time, and it just didn't click. I think because in the books, he's not that dark blue. He's just regular blue and not dark blue. So after much deliberation, I did decide to bring him home with me and give him to Juliet because she loves the Pete the Cat books. This figurine right here, I spotted on the shelf, and Dagny just laughed because apparently I look at this every time I come to this Goodwill, or at least the last 3 times I've come to this Goodwill. This is me trying to focus with my nose because before I had to wear a mask, I could touch it with my nose to get it to focus, and now I can't. So it was awkward. I found the turtle today, so I get the points. There was no praying hands, but turtle counts, so the points are mine for the day. So we did decide to look through the Christmas and see if there was anything else. Dagny found this really neat angel tree topper. And I thought, oh, well, maybe this is the same, but she was not. And I said, wait, let me get a close-up because I really didn't get you a close-up. So there you go. She was interesting. Her neck was a little floppy. Probably unlock my car first. All right, I can squeeze in there. I'll be good.
You'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
You'll be good.
Fine. All right, well, our total spend there was only $22, maybe 23. I'm not sure. I rounded up and I think it came to 23. But anyway, we are done today, and I think that we got some pretty cool stuff. I was really excited about that mushroom covered dish. I think that's gonna do well. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here now. I'm going to head home, and I am going to go out to eat with my family because we're not gonna be able to do that in a few days, like tomorrow. So I will see all of you tomorrow morning. Later. Okay, so today we are going shopping at the Goodwill with Dagny. I'm going to hit the road here in a few minutes, but I did promise you guys that I would give you an update on the shop in the back room and the progress that we are making. Very slow progress, but we are making progress. So I'm going to show you guys here the back room and the progress we've made. I mean, that word is just, I use it loosely, but, but I'm going to show you guys what we've done so far here in the back. So here we go. All right, so this here is going to be my studio. You guys probably remember when there were no walls, and now there are walls. But I was talking a little bit on my live about how we are going to have to get new flooring in here. And it's going to be an issue of actually leveling off the floor because there's just a huge gap here between the floors. So I'm going to have to work on figuring out a solution for that. But for the most part, the walls in here are done. The electric work is all done. I've got a door with a key. So this is going to be my studio. The table's probably going to be here. And I'm going to have a backdrop of some sort here with a light system. So this is where we will live, and this is where we will record. So this will be the studio, and we have a lot of insulation in the walls to try to dampen the noise just a bit because we are downtown. But let's take you guys into the back here. Oh, it's very dark back here. I might have to turn on some lights. Stand by. And then there was light. All right, so we still have a ladder leading up to the second floor, and I did show you guys a little bit of the second floor in a very short video that I posted a few months ago. We will probably be getting a pull down set of stairs, not a permanent set of stairs for now, just something that pulls down so that we can go up and down. Probably use it as like seasonal storage, not like storage that we have to access frequently, just because it's not super accessible. But this is what it looks like. This is the men's bathroom right here, because there used to be a wall that separated the two. That's the women's bathroom over on that side. So we will be putting up another wall to separate it kind of here. These were the showers, and we pulled out all of the showers. We're going to put a row of counters here to process a lot of the inventory that we get in, to clean it, to process it. And so that's all going to be here. But again, you can see the flooring issue. There's like 7 million different types of flooring here. We've got a little area here, another little room, very small little room. I'm not sure what we're gonna use this for yet, whether it'll just be storage or if Andrew will make this into his office. He likes small spaces, if you haven't picked up on that from his last office. Over here, we're gonna have a table area for meetings and stuff like that, staff meetings, tripping over stuff. Back here, this is the women's room. We've got a little mini fridge and microwave there. That's really all we have right now, but eventually we'll have an actual fridge set up over here. And back here is where I plan to set up a little area for the kids, because anyone who has a family that has a small business knows that the kids kind of get dragged to the business a lot. So I want to just make this a little homey area for them. I'm gonna have a couch, a TV, a little area for them to hang out, maybe some toys. So this is gonna be their area. So that is everything. We do have walls now. The next step is probably gonna be sanding the walls, figuring out the flooring situation, putting in trim. Obviously we have to do something about this over here with the counters, but it is still a work in progress. And it seems like it's a never-ending work in progress, but once we get the back here done, we are going to be moving everything that is out front into the back. So that will be nice. Then we can actually start working out here. And this will eventually be open to the public, but right now it's not. You can see shipping right now is over on that side. That is my mom's office where she does a lot of our bookkeeping. And that's Dina's little shipping area. So this is what we're working with right now. But this will eventually be the back of the shop.